Hello, everybody. We are getting ready to start. Hello, hello, hello. All right, just getting everybody ready to start. I am so excited. I haven't done an Instagram Live in so long. Get everybody here. Hello.
Hello. I didn't know if I needed
Hi.
to be vertical or horizontal.
Vertical, my dear.
Vertical. All right. Let's reposition. There we go.
Awesome. I'm just waiting for Amanda to get here.
Oh, no problem.
Hello, hello, hello. Hello,
Can you hear me
everybody.
okay?
I can. You look beautiful, my dear.
Oh, thank you. So do you.
Oh, thank you. Hello.
Somebody accused me of putting a filter on my makeup, my little makeup thing the other day, and I'm like, yeah, I don't even know how to use filters, so no.
Oh, I mean, I definitely don't do them for like makeup tutorials, but filters aren't
Yeah.
always a bad thing.
Sort of defeats the purpose, right?
Yeah, exactly. All right, we're just going to wait for Amanda, but hello, everybody. Hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Happy Tuesday. So while we wait for our next co-host to join, as you guys all join, if you, as we're going through this interview, it's going to be a fully just unscripted, fluid conversation. If you have questions, you can just use the little question button or pop them in the comments, and then we will get to them as we can. But we just want to have fun with this. So this is going to be exciting. All right, let's see. Wow. Hello, hello, hello. All right, let's see where she is. Okay, so Beth just wrote a question. She wants to know what the discussion is about. So we're actually doing an interview. So what I will do is myself, I'm Adriana, and then my business partner, Amanda, our mission is to empower entrepreneurs, empower business owners, and really just share success stories, right? And just talk about, reinventing yourselves and things like that. So this is our first Vodcast, which is our virtual podcast, our first episode, and we are launching it with our friend Debra. So it's really an unscripted interview. So if that answers your question, we're going to be just talking about everything and anything under the sun. All right. Does that answer your question? Awesome. All right. So while we wait for Amanda, let me just introduce myself for those of you that joined. My name is Adriana Spezafero. I am one half of Peace Plenti. We are a business that helps small businesses, that helps empower entrepreneurs. And today we are launching our vodcast, the Empower Hour. And we are going to be talking with Debra Danielsen, who is a friend of ours, to talk about her journey, her reinventing of herself, everything that led her where she is today, and to be a successful female entrepreneur. I know there are going to be a lot of truth bombs dropped today, things that you may not have thought that we were going to talk about, things that you probably didn't know about Debra. So that's the exciting part. We, even though it's unscripted, we know that there's going to be a lot of fun and a lot of really good nuggets that you guys can take away from here. So when you join, hit the heart, say hello, and drop your questions in the comments. And I want to just say thank you to Debra.
You're welcome.
Being here.
I'm excited to be here.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, Amanda's here. We made it.
Hi, Amanda. Good to see
Hi,
you.
Debra. Nice to see you too.
I wish we were all back in California where it's warm and sunny.
I know.
I agree.
I'm looking at 2 feet of snow outside. I don't know about you guys.
Oh, God.
Yeah. It's just frigid here.
Yeah. I need a break. I need some sunshine and flowers.
I know, right? Let's do it. Let's do a girls' trip.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yep.
I 100% agree. I miss you like
I
crazy.
know, we miss you.
You know, we had so much fun filming in Los Angeles. I think that was back in November when we all, you know,
October, actually.
oh,
Yeah,
October? Okay, yeah.
It's
Anyway,
been a
I got to
minute.
tell you, I really enjoyed working with you people and being on set with all of those folks that were so talented. And it's just really exciting that we get to continue our journey together.
I completely
Absolutely.
agree. I
Um,
completely agree. And like she's dropping tidbits because like our network doesn't know about it quite yet.
Yeah.
yeah.
So this is awesome. This is good. They're
Yeah,
like, wait,
we have
what? What's she talking
yeah,
about?
we'll be
We
back
got a
full
little
force.
cliffhanger going on here.
We do. We're the queens of cliffhangers.
Yes.
So, Amanda, while we were waiting for you to join, I introduced myself. I just kind of give a high level overview of what today's about. So, if you want to go ahead and introduce yourself to the group.
All right. So hello, everybody. I am Amanda Barnhart, one half of Peace and Plenty. I do a lot of the behind the scenes design work, website work, organization. There's a lot that goes into it. So we pair up, Adriana and I pair up to make one heck of a team for our online events and business development services. It's crazy, fun, and we love meeting new people. So if you guys want to get in contact with us, let us know. And Adriana, you kind of talked about what today is about, correct? With Miss
I
Deb?
did. I did.
Awesome. So that is a little bit about me. And for those of you who don't know, I am Canadian. I'm living here in
A.
the US. It's really bad sometimes. And I do love to play hockey and skate and all that kind of stuff. So I'm
Wow.
stereotyping myself here, but yes.
Cold weather
Awesome.
sports. I can't even
Yeah.
get my coat on and be warm enough to play anything outside.
I
We
know.
have an outdoor rink. We're enjoying it.
I know.
Oh,
Seriously. So let's
All
get this
right.
show on the road, Deborah. Well, you are the guest of honor. Why don't you introduce yourself and tell all of the viewers how we know each other, how we met, without giving away
so
too much.
yeah, I just, first of all, I love camaraderie. I think women working together is one of the most powerful things that we can have. And I got to tell you, when I was going to the University of Nebraska at Omaha, I remember a counseling session very specifically. And my academic advisor said, you have to take at least 15 hours of women's studies. And I'm like, I'm a woman. What the hell are you going to teach me about women, right? And I got to tell you, it changed my life because women are powerful. And I think society norms have pitted women against each other. Oh, she's prettier, or oh my God, her hair's better, or whatever. I mean, and then here are women fighting over men. I'm sorry, but you know what? If women would join together, there wouldn't be a man out there who would be, I guess, brave enough to go out and cheat because, hey, our network would knock that baby right out, right? So,
That's
anyway,
right.
I just think the power of women coming together and joining together is amazing. And one of the things that I think that Peace and Plenty did for me was, and believe me, I've been through some of the best therapists in the world. And these were all part of shows that I've done. And I mean, Dr. Ish, Dr. Phil, Dr. V, which stands for Venus. These are doctors that are very well respected. And I respect them. They're friends of mine. And, I love working with them. But we were talking about the power of rebranding, basically reinventing yourself. And in this day and age with the pandemic and, every day is a different day, we never know what's coming at us or from what angle. And so now it's like you have got to really empower yourself as a small business owner, as a small enterprise, even a large enterprise, because you may come in one day and your job may be gone. I mean, it's an uncertain time. So one of the things that I did was go through an exercise of rebranding. And I don't want to give away anything amazing here, but the drama that Adriana took me through, and Amanda, you can vouch for this, right?
Yeah.
The drama brought me literally to my breaking point so that I would have the strength to go forward and basically maybe a little Clint Eastwood like going, go ahead, make my day.
Mm-hmm.
All right. You have to have the gonads to need to change. And the minute you recognize something that's been holding you back that you didn't know in your physical awareness that you had this problem, you can't really make good strides in your career. You can't really realize your full potential. So, Peace and Plenty, thank you very much. You walked me through that.
And I wouldn't call it a breakdown. I was going to say it was a breakthrough. I remember that moment,
Yeah.
and it like still gives me chills just thinking about it, Debra.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I'll be the first one to say, you are Debra. You were Debra. I had just met you that day for the first time.
Yeah.
I had no idea about anything in your career path or your professional, personal life. And we just went through that exercise, and it shook me to see how much it shook you and brought you to this new place where that's what we're going to be here to talk about, because you are just like amazing.
Well, thank you. And for those people who think they know me, all right, I have an executive MBA degree. I graduated summa cum laude, and I completed my executive MBA earlier than anybody had ever done in the coursework. And it required me to travel to other countries and to do my stuff with, you know, some very high up CEOs for Whole Foods and also for Earth University. In addition to that, I have a BS and a BA in business administration and in land use economics. And I have retired from telecommunications as a global vice president for software and professional services. So I learned to build, operate, and transfer large telephone companies, networks. I have invented software for the Bell Laboratories, and my DNS and DHCP solution made it possible for the first time ever on planet Earth for people to send text messages, for people to send attachments and documents using the software that I put into AT&T for the first iPhone network ever. And I also helped launch the World Wide Web with my services. So that's
how many of you knew
background.
Yeah, let's take a poll of how many people knew all of that amazing credentials about you. You know, like that's astounding, and that's awesome as a female entrepreneur and as just a female overall to come with those type of credentials to be able to state a lot of stuff about technology that, you know, we take for granted today, that you were pioneering and help basically being part of pioneering. That's amazing. And I'm a techie person myself, so I'm sitting here going, yeah, this is awesome.
I love working on a team. And I got to tell you, I was always the only female in the room. And
I believe it.
That's a tough environment, and that's a lot of pressure. And you really got to work extra hard, and you really got to realize that there are jealous people in the room. And so when people would go to bed at night, I would sit up going over and over how to take a real hard technical solution that's never been done ever in the history, right? And how to take that into a C-suite executive. You know, we're talking about some of the biggest phone companies on the planet, and being able to present that to them, what that selling process looked like. And so I would sit up at night thinking about how to streamline that, simplify it, and make that message crystal clear. But what's the benefit, right? If you don't show the person the benefit of why your solution is the best, you're never going to succeed. And I will say this, I had excellent teachers at Thunderbird International School of Management, at the Wharton Executive School of Management. You know, I was constantly taking classes my whole career. So I encourage everybody, I don't care what type of business you're in, invest in yourself. That's the greatest thing you can do. Know where your talent is. And okay, a lot of people are like, I don't know what my talent is. Well, what do you love to do?
What excites you?
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah,
and that was going to be actually one of my questions for you, was going to be being in such a prominent leadership role, what type of advice you would have for people that are in similar career paths or have similar aspirations within their careers as entrepreneurs and as leaders in their industry, especially as females in the tech industry.
Well, one thing I would encourage anybody, I don't care, male or female, when I walked in the room, I was the youngest person when I first started at AT&T. And then we were spun off into Lucent. And remember, I came from a factory floor, but I went to college, I invested in myself, and I had a super good work ethic. Because my dad always told me, you can do anything you put your mind to. So now I walk in a room totally intimidated because I'm surrounded by senior engineers. I'm surrounded by people who've been there for 25, 30 years. And now it's my turn to speak about a solution, right? And I felt totally unworthy. And I just said to myself, okay, I'm from Iowa. We talk really plain and simple. So what's the bottom line benefit? What does this thing do? How are they going to benefit? And what does that mean monetarily, right? What's the return on investment? And let me tell you, I had people telling me I was going to bomb because I wasn't up there talking all the technical things. I couldn't explain the physics of something. Well, let me tell you something. Decision makers aren't physicists, and they aren't usually chemical engineers. What they are business people that got solutions for, like everybody who's watching us today, they got business problems they need to solve, right? Mm-hmm. So you walk in the room and you put yourself in that person's position and you think, hey, what keeps this person up at night? What problem are they trying to fix? And then if you just talk to them like a plain and simple conversation like we're having today, and if you're honest and you're not gaming something or trying to, bullshit somebody, you will win. You will win.
Authenticity, that's such a good point. Like, I know Amanda agrees with this too. Like, authenticity is the key, I think, to being a success no matter what industry you're in, whether that's tech, whether that's, the food service industry, whether that's entrepreneur, it doesn't matter. If you have grit, if you have authenticity, and if you are, really disciplined.
Yeah, and follow through. If somebody asks you a question, always follow through. Because most people don't follow through. And if you have the integrity to come back and show that you're interested in their concern, and if you follow through, and if you show you've got their best interest at heart, boom. 9 times out of 10, even with an inferior product or solution, people will always buy from people they like.
Yep.
It is the way it goes.
Yep. They don't buy from the company, they buy from the person. And that's one thing that I think a lot of entrepreneurs sometimes miss out on. And I do want to quickly address, guys, at the end of this, we will take some questions, but we want to make sure that it stays on topic as to what we're talking about today, okay? But yes, being an entrepreneur, people buy from you. So how you present yourself, and if you're personable, if you connect with them, then they're more likely to take interest in your services and products. And it's so important to do that. And sometimes people are so focused on the sale that they don't see that connection as being worthwhile or so important. And at Peace and Plenty, I know Adriana agrees with the same thing. We feel that that connection is above all else. We're not looking for any type of sale. We're looking for the connection. Where's my next best friend? Because I want my next best friend.
Right.
Be in the business of making friends. That's what it's all about.
Exactly.
Totally. And think back. I think back to when I was little, we had a lot of Italian immigrants here, and my grandparents were, were some of those people. But there was a lot of Italian restaurants. And what was the thing we loved the most? That when we walked through the door, they called us by name, they welcomed us in, they made us feel like we mattered. And like if we didn't show up, they would definitely know it, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So I think the same principle is today, this, exactly what you got to be mindful of. And remember, it's the person that makes a difference. So you have to value yourself. And if you don't think you make a difference, that uncertainty in yourself is going to show through. And then people are going to go like, wow, it's not spoken, but people feel that. So be confident in who you are and that you're following your passion. And you can be the best solution for that person that's in front of you, and you can be their friend.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So I have a question for you, Deb.
Yeah.
What fuels your fire every single day? What gets you out of bed every morning?
I want to do something so different, so shocking, so breakthrough that I make history. And I have made history 3 times in my life. And so every single day, it's almost like an adrenaline rush, right? And the hard work that goes behind it, no matter how crazy the goal is, anybody can set a goal. You may want to be in the Guinness World Book of Records for having the longest fingernails. That's a goal, right?
I think we might know the winner of that one, by the way.
Yeah, we do.
I know. We do. And, but everybody has a passion and everybody has a thing. And don't underestimate the power of that thing. Like, let's look at people who skateboarded, right? Whoever thought that skateboarding would become an Olympic event, right?
Oh my gosh, I know.
Mm-hmm.
But if you take a passion and if you truly work it and you truly put your mind to it and you have a vision for where you want to go, the only thing that's going to stop you is yourself.
Agreed.
Absolutely.
Agreed. One thing that I've always said is I want somebody to tell me I can't so I can prove them wrong.
Right. Oh, yeah.
I played men's hockey a lot of my life, and everybody and their mother said, you can't play boys hockey. You can't play guys hockey. Oh, really? Watch me.
I'm glad.
You know what I mean?
am glad. And see, that's kind of why I named my latest album Rebel.
Yep.
And I even spelled it different. RHEB and then 3L, right? Rebel.
Mm-hmm.
Why? Because if somebody tells you, oh, you're too old to make music, you're too old to be a rapper. Oh my God, Debra, you can't have long hair. You're just too old. Why don't you go sit and knit in the corner? No, sorry. Get the hell out of my way because you know what? I'm going to put on some hot little shorts. I'm going to dance around and I'm going to have the longest hair in the world for a grandma. So I applaud you, Amanda. I applaud you, Adriana, because you all show passion and you won't let anything stop you because you believe in yourself and you know your value. And that is key to being able to succeed.
Yes.
Absolutely.
And not doubting it.
Yeah.
Not doubting it at all. I do have another question for you. You are so well accomplished, and I think we've covered that big time during our time. But, you know, being a female entrepreneur myself, I have a vision of how I want others to see me, how I want others to recognize me, such as being, you know, somebody that's helping empower other people, making those connections, making those friendships, as being a business owner, organization, and helping with websites, you know, as an ally to all those who feel lost in the world of entrepreneurship. Now, after saying that, I'd love to know, who is Debra Danielsen and how do you want people to recognize you?
So I am very young at heart. So although I turned 64 this year, I
No
really
way.
never think
You don't
about,
look it.
I don't think about age. I don't think about retirement. I think about my next exciting thing I want to do. So for me, Deborah's always in the future and looking forward to doing something adventurous and something that's record breaking or record setting. So I think over the course of the next few months and weeks that you'll see new things coming out of me. And I know it's hard for people that may have thought they knew me from watching me on TV. However, people grow, adapt, and change. And if you don't, guess what happens? You die.
Nothing
So
changes
I,
if nothing changes.
yeah, if you're not going forward, you're going backward because
Mhm.
life passes you by. So I would just say, Debra, the real Debra is the person who grabs all she can grab. And she's
Mhm.
gonna, when she's done, when it's all said and done, she's gonna slide into home base, scratched up, but happy and fulfilled. And I hope that I'm an inspiration to other people. I don't care if it's women, I don't care if it's men, LGBTQI. I love to inspire. And you know, I love working in music because I'm working with Grammy people on my music, Grammy award winning people, both in lyrics and in beats and sound engineering. And it's just amazing to me with all that talent how people will listen to my music and can't hear my music because they got some image of me stuck in their mind from a TV
Mhm.
show that was really concocted. So, I mean,
Mhm.
it's hard to
Yeah.
tell people, hey, I've worked my ass off. I've been all over the world, you know, and I've even been held hostage and my life threatened from all my work that I've done. But yet
Mhm.
people think that I'm living off of other people, you know, and that's
Mhm.
what's truly, I guess, got to be shattered is people got to
Mhm.
understand hard work pays off, and I'm a
Mhm.
hard worker. That's the
Mhm.
number one thing. I'm a hard worker and I'm tenacious. Yeah.
I
Mhm.
love
And you're
that.
Deborah Danielsen,
You're
and you'll
Deborah
always
Danielson.
be Deborah, Deborah Danielson. That's what people have to take away from this, is your
Yeah.
accomplishments. Like,
Yeah.
just the depth of those accomplishments and just how amazing you are. Like, seriously, have you ever sat and just thought of how amazing you are? Like, from
No.
technology to what you're doing in today's day and age and what you plan to do. Like, you need to tell yourself that, like, every single day. And if other people aren't telling you it, you need to ignore them because they don't know you. They don't know you. They don't know you how we
I'll
got to
have to
know you
call
in
you guys.
October.
You guys are my cheerleaders and I love that.
Well, I mean,
But
it's so
we got to
funny.
know you
Yeah, we
Yeah.
in
know the
October.
real
We got
Deborah.
Yeah.
to know, yeah, yep.
And one of the things I'm going to say right now is going to be an unpopular opinion to some people, but it's a disclaimer. So, fun fact, reality TV is not real.
Right.
Secondly, it takes a lot of balls to be on reality TV.
It does.
A
It
lot,
does.
big balls. And I can say that because it's our show. It takes big
Yeah,
balls to be on reality TV. And
it does.
and to come out of it stronger, to go into it
Mm,
as a strong female entrepreneur and to come out of it a stronger female entrepreneur and to create and stand in your own brand identity and stand in your truth is a lot more difficult than people realize. And that's a
Exactly.
testament to you.
And well said.
It's
And
easy to sit there and judge.
if you look at the shows that I've been on, and you look at the people that their lives that were like my fellow cast members, look who's standing, look who's achieving, right? That should tell you something right there.
And look who's stuck in the last season of the episode, basically.
Exactly right.
Still reliving it.
Right. Yeah.
Moving forward, and that's all one can continue to do. And if people want to be stuck in that area, that's on them. Right. That is for them to figure out, because it is so easy to sit there and judge somebody from your seat. It's easy to judge somebody's life if you're able to see it, because you're seeing a 10-minute clip out of somebody's 24-hour life, right?
Which was probably 2 hours worth of a conversation that you had to reshoot and hold for sound, and then
hold for sound,
and then repeat the line, and then do it from another angle. But you see 10 seconds of it, and you're like, "Oh my God, that bitch!" No.
Well,
I know.
What you don't see, and you don't understand is that there are psychologists and psychiatrists that are up in a booth, and they are,
stirring the pot,
in charge of the people who are cutting and editing the film to make it say something. And then they go out and they find talented voiceover people, so that if they need something to quite be tweaked, to say what they needed to say, they tweak it. So it's a different world, and you have to have a thick skin. You have to know who the hell you are, and you have to be able to let it bounce off all the shit. You have to let it bounce off you like water. And you have to keep going. And I thank God that he gave me people in my life that kept me grounded, and I thank God that I know people like you that are normal, we're grounded, we're logical, we analyze things. I mean, that's a gift to be able to separate out, the good, the bad, and the bizarre, so that you can go forward and pick the right path. That's huge.
Thank you. We feel the same about you.
Yeah.
I mean, it takes a humbled person to be able to sit down and go through that, because not everybody is able to be honest with themselves about where they are in order for them to move forward. So,
it's the key to moving forward. And I just want to say one more thing. If people are looking at me and judging me on the past, so while they're busy looking at the past, I've probably moved forward at least 20 years, from where they saw me. Because I believe every day is an opportunity to get up and make it a better day. And that's what I'm about,
Definitely. So, do you have any other questions? Because I have a couple more I wanted to
go ahead. Yeah, do it. Go for it.
What is the best lesson you learned in your entire professional career? If you could sum it up in one sentence, the best lesson.
Don't tell other people your entire dream or your calling. Because there are people out there who will sabotage it.
Yeah, that's true.
And I think that God gives each one of us a vision and a purpose. And there's enough examples in the Bible of Joseph when he tried to tell his brothers about, hey, I'm going to grow up and I'm going to do this and I'm going to rule that. What they do, they threw him in a pit. And then they sold him. So I would just say nothing really changes. It just keeps going round and round in this world. So when you have a dream and a vision and a passion, go for it. Don't listen to people naysay. If you know inside of you that you got it, go for it. If you need some help, find someone you can really trust. But never fully divulge all of your secret sauce, I guess. It's your secret sauce.
That's actually great advice, and definitely working with somebody that you trust.
Yes,
What
that's everything.
is, what do you think is the biggest misconception about Debra Danielsen?
You know, I hear a lot about my mental stability for some reason. And I assure you that because I like to laugh and I like to have fun, I would consider myself to be a cross between Jane Fonda, wanting to be an activist and change the world and all of this, and Lucille Ball. Okay. So you work hard, you play hard, but on the other hand, you got to have a release valve. You got to laugh, you got to be able to celebrate, right? So
Absolutely.
just because I want to laugh and celebrate doesn't mean I have a mental deficiency or I've got a screw loose or whatever. It means that I found the secret in life that laughter is healing and laughter makes a heart happy. You're more creative, you're more productive if you learn to laugh.
Absolutely. What's that saying? You know, never take life too serious. You'll never get out alive.
There
It's
you
true.
go. Yeah, ain't that the truth?
No, because I mean, they say, right? Laughter is the best medicine. And yeah,
Yeah.
it's the truth.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Look
Okay.
at just this past week alone, a tragic story about the former Miss USA, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Really
Yep.
beautiful, very intelligent, lawyer, on TV. I mean, changing the world, working with Kim Kardashian's lawyers and everything else, you know, helping people. But yet she committed suicide.
Mm-hmm.
Because you never
So
know what's really happening with people.
no,
You
no.
don't. And you don't know how, like, I know that a lot of women specifically, especially in the entertainment industry or as entrepreneurs or in leadership roles, tend to have thicker skin. But we also have to understand that there's always a real person
Mhm.
behind whatever you're watching. There's a real person, and perhaps one time somebody's in a bad spot and they just see the wrong word. They see the wrong message. And so we have to take care to this very beginning of this whole conversation. We have to link arms and we have to be there for each other. We shouldn't be tearing each other down.
Correct.
Man, woman, doesn't matter. We're not there to tear each other down. We're there to lift each other up and to provide that support so that nobody ever has to feel alone and nobody ever has to feel to the point where they just don't feel that their presence is better if they're not here.
Right,
Right?
right. And you know, my father died in my arms. He had colon cancer. That was the single most pivotal moment of my entire life because you always think there's tomorrow. You always think that there's another achievement. You always think you'll catch it on the way back, right? No.
Yep.
You get one shot, you get one go around. And so now every time I'm looking at a human being, talking to somebody, they get my attention. I know that they're beautiful. I know that they've got a purpose because God put them here, right? And I respect that. And I feel honored and blessed to have friends. And I love all of my friends. I love people I work with because every moment is a gift and I never take it for granted anymore. So I guess it's unfortunate it took that kind of an event to make me realize the value of human beings.
Yeah.
But I don't care if they're children or they're 100 years old. Everybody has a gift that they can share with you.
Absolutely.
So I wanted to, provided everybody's okay with this, to open it up for a couple of questions regarding entrepreneurship, being in leadership roles, things pertaining to this conversation specifically. If it is not, it will be ignored.
Yeah.
I'm just being straightforward with y'all. So if you guys have any specific questions for the amazing things that Deb has done, if you're starting out in those type of positions, if you have any questions for her, please feel free to put those below now, and we will try our best to get to everybody. But again, just let's keep it on topic, and yeah. Are we okay with that, Deb? Are you
Yeah,
all right
that's
with
great.
Okay.
You pick the questions, and if they're not too hard, I'll try to answer them.
No problem. So
You know,
we'll give it a minute. Usually there's a little bit of lag, but
yeah. What I will say, what I took away from what you just said, Deb, because I think that your story about your father is powerful, is at the end of
very
the day, is be a good fucking person. Be a
Yeah,
good fucking person at the end of the
right,
day.
right,
Leave this world one iota better than it was
right,
the day you came into it.
right.
So there's a question from, I'm going to say this wrong. I'm very sorry. Launo, I hope I'm saying it right. Says, Deb, we have a big connection with AT&T. What was it that you helped launch out of curiosity so we can give you credit for that?
Oh, I helped launch the first iPhone network. I worked for Alcatel-Lucent. AT&T was my customer. And so we came up with the solution. My particular solution was for the DNS and the DHCP. So that does static and dynamic IP addressing. Don't you? Isn't this interesting?
I love it.
I know
I'm geeking out over
you're
here.
speaking Amanda's love language right now.
Yeah.
You are.
So,
I'm like jumping up and down.
so long story short, I won't go into what all that means, but
Hmm.
think of it this way. If you have static IP addressing, that is usually an emergency response team, police, fire. They always have a connection open because they have to communicate, right?
Hmm.
And dynamic IP addressing is for people like us. You know, we don't have to have priority, but we do want to get our attachments out and our text messages or SMS, right? But
Hmm.
that's what I did. I put together that solution. I proposed it. We sold it. We implemented it, and the rest is history. And I was featured in a magazine. My picture was
Ooh.
taken in Nice, France when we did this. It was launched
Hmm.
at a telemanagement forum meeting for software. But basically, that was the world's largest DNS sale in the history of the world at that moment.
Wow.
So
Look at
made history.
you.
So it was awesome.
Congratulations. That is amazing.
Thank
Keep
you.
them coming, you guys. This is awesome. I love hearing about all of this stuff. So if you have more techie questions, you guys, please keep them coming because I want to hear more.
Absolutely. And let
We're
me
just
see if I
waiting
missed
for,
any questions earlier. I'm going to scroll up my
um,
phone.
oh, there you go. I see my
Sorry about
friend.
that.
That's okay. That's no problem. I see my friend Michelle Bauer on. Michelle, do you have any questions for Miss Deborah? She actually works for a phone company. She said so she gets it.
Cool.
And I know she's an amazing female entrepreneur as well. So.
Thank you.
There is someone, this is early. I'm just going through earlier questions. It just says, hi, Deb. I'm from Council Bluffs. Thanks for always having positivity.
That's
Bullshit
very
questions.
awesome.
Bullshit. I'm sorry. Hi from London. Let's
I
see.
love
God.
London, by the way. I love
Yeah.
London. I love Hard Rock Cafe over there. Woohoo! I still have my
Did
leather
you?
I love it.
jacket from Hard Rock.
That's the
I used to
original
work.
one.
I used to work in the UK. I've worked in Western Europe. I actually lived over in France for 3 years, so it's cool.
Huh.
I love it.
All right, let's see. We've got.
There's been some awesome comments.
Yeah, there are. I'm just trying to. Love that. Love what you do. Yeah. So they want to know if you're still in the music industry. Yes, she is.
Yes. Please go follow her if you don't already do so, because
Yes.
you're going to want to.
You can download my music. You can stream it. My new album is called Rebel, Rebel. And you will be able to, I don't know what's going on with my phone.
That's okay.
You'll be able to hear some of my last 5 greatest songs. All this work, there's 5 songs on this. That's my first album. They're all
Hmm.
done with Grammy award-winning people. These are people who have worked for big names. Kanye,
Hmm.
Drake,
Mm-hmm.
all of these guys, okay? And they I can't believe it, but they actually worked with me. And then there's some people that have helped me with some lyrics that actually do work with RuPaul's drag program that I think is just like stunning. I am just like so amazed to be surrounded with these creative people. But we had a lot of fun putting the album together. And I hope that when you listen to the album, it starts out with a song called Nothing at All. And then at the very end, it goes to the song Going Off. But it's a 5-song journey of my romantic experiences in my life. Okay. How I came feeling just horrible, rejected, screwed over, you know the story. And then I come out the other end victorious and moving on with my life. So celebrate it and enjoy that.
Really listen to the lyrics and see that progression.
Absolutely.
Do you have one? I see one right now that I can ask, unless you have one ready.
I don't. You can go.
Okay, so we have a question from Bauer Beautiful's, my friend Michelle. She says, my passion is makeup and inspiring others. I'm always trying to improve. What's your advice on staying consistent? How can somebody stay consistent? Any tips or tricks that you used?
So I consistently only use Chanel on my face. I'm telling you, I swear by it. Why? Because I never have a rash. My skin doesn't dry out. It doesn't take a lot of it. So even though it costs more, it actually probably is more cost effective in the long run because I don't have to buy so much of it to get the same effect.
Very good. So how would you advise somebody that's an entrepreneur? How can they stay consistent within their message, within their brand, so to speak? How do you feel that they could stay consistent with that as an entrepreneur?
I would say write down the top 5 things that are most important about your brand. And take the number 1 thing that you think differentiates yourself. That's your core competency. What separates you from your, the others that would be in your herd, so to speak, right? What makes you the herd leader or the pack leader? And I would focus on that because I don't care if you go to Harvard School of Business, they're going to tell you focus on your core competency. Because that's the only way you can succeed. So find the thing that you do the very best, and then always, 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 my phone is like being ridiculous.
It's okay.
Always, always, always focus on fine-tuning that thing, getting better. If there's a new process to make that one thing better. So if it's your quality of your product, like Chanel makeup, if it's the quality of the ingredients, and there's a new ingredient that you find that's even better for your product that makes it better, then go for that. But make a big deal out of it. Beat your own drum. Tell people why it's better and tell people why you differentiate because you do that. That's the number 1 thing. You got to differentiate yourself, and then you can charge more money for it too. If you're not substitutable, you're differentiated and you can charge more money for that.
Yep. That was a very good answer. Thank you.
That was.
I think we have another one.
That was actually for a question for us.
Okay.
So Phase 3 Creations is asking us about our virtual shopping events for information. If you want to message us, follow us at Peace Plenti with an I. We can message you or just shoot us a DM and we will give you some information on that. Absolutely.
Yep. I think that is. Sorry, guys. You have to understand we have a lot of people joining and then questioning, so we've got a bit to go through. Sorry, Debra. We're just
no problem.
No, it looks like we've nailed it all.
All right.
Did you have anything? Oh, go ahead. No, you go. You go, girl.
You know me. I'm always talking. I have 2
That's
questions.
Okay.
2 last questions. All right, Debra. What's the one question you wish people would ask you that they never do?
Ooh, that's a good one.
I know it is.
That would be a thinker for me.
I think the one question that I would like people to ask me is what keeps me up at night? Because I think people tend to look at someone like me and think, oh, she's got it all, she's done it all. But what keeps you up at night, right?
Mhm.
And I would say the number one thing that keeps me up at night is I want to make the world a better place. And I want to be able to understand when I respond back to people. I want to be able to have the insight to be able to see how to speak to someone, because maybe that person needs encouragement that day. You never know how one kind word can change a person's whole life. So I want to be sympathetic and open to receiving what that other person I'm talking to is actually going through, so I can say the appropriate thing.
Yeah. I think that's a testament to your following and the community that you've built. Even I know that you always praise, and when we were talking to you, you're always talking about how amazing your community is. And I think that's where making a difference in the world starts, is the community by which you have around you.
Yeah.
That's well said. And I think then you can truly build more powerful community that way too.
It's about collaboration over competition.
Exactly.
That's our motto.
It is.
We tell our vendors that all the time. All the time. We say, listen, the person sitting next to you, the person in the chat next to you, they're in competition. You're going to collaborate with them. You're going to give each other tips back and forth, because that's how business owners grow. It's not about keeping the best kept secrets all the time. Sometimes it's about sharing, and you get it in return.
Exactly.
And let's be, very real about this. Whether you are in the entertainment industry, small business entrepreneur, corporate America, it doesn't matter what realm you are in. You are a business, and your brand is your business.
Right.
And you need to own that.
Exactly right.
Yep.
Okay. Do we have any other questions for Debra? If not, I just want to say thank you. We'll wait to see if anybody throws out any more last questions. Debra, we just love you and thank you. And, plug yourself away right now before we finish up.
You know what? I just want to ask everybody to please go in, join me, follow me on Spotify, follow me on YouTube, subscribe to both places. You can see all my new content coming out. I'm going to do a new series on feel good kind of series on human interest stories. So as soon as I leave here today, we're going to begin shooting those. So please join me, follow me, and let me know how you love my music. And by all means, put up some TikTok videos dancing to some of it. I think it would be an inspiration, and God knows we need some happiness right now. So that would be what I would ask.
Absolutely. And Debra, we love you. I love you. Peace and Plenty loves you. We are so blessed that we met you, and we
thank you guys.
Thank you for kicking off our very first episode, and for taking the time out of your day. And I know it's busy with all the amazing stuff that you're doing.
Thank you guys for the difference you've made in my life too, and keeping me focused. I really appreciate that.
We just love you.
All right. Well, you guys have a great weekend. Thank you, everybody out there.
Thank you. All right, you guys.
Thank you, guys.
Smile.
Yeah.
Bye.
Oh, wait.
She's not.
Debra, you gotta smile for the camera. No, pull the camera up.
Smile. She's too funny. All right.
She got it.
Thank you, guys. And if you want to give us a follow, we are at Peace and Plenty. See you soon. Bye.